Okay, this is Meteorologist Zeke Douroscher doing another weather report. Haven't done one of these in a while because we didn't have very much active weather going on for about a month or so. But as you can see, winter has returned in a fury here to southern Wisconsin, and now what we've got is a freezing cold Arctic wind chills. Down to 14 below tonight. That's the expected low, and wind chills is 30 below zero. So you can really freeze a nutsack off and something like that. But we've had a situation where we've had several weather events occur here in southern Wisconsin just recently. Started out about a week and a half ago. We had some very strong cold fronts blow through with winds up as high as 50 miles per hour. In fact, that one front that went through had more wind associated with it than the old priest that we used to have to listen to as kids at the Catholic Church there in Prairie. Yeah, it was a situation. But anyway, then the real weather started up. And it started last weekend with Winter Storm Luna. The Weather Channel rather started naming these winter storms this year. So we had Winter Storm Luna last weekend there. So Saturday, it was really a Saturday situation there. Saturday and Saturday night we had freezing rain there last weekend. Freezing rain and sleet. So what we ended up with was a situation where we had this whole, the whole area, actually southern Wisconsin, was coated and up to a quarter inch of ice. And what I don't like about these freezing rain situations is this whole area out here was just like a skating rink. And I don't know if this happens everywhere else, but whenever we have one of these ice storms here, the fucking figure skaters show up. And they get skating around out here, and you get Sarah Hughes and Scott Hamilton and Michelle Kwong all skating around out here, and then it'd be one thing if they just did their deal and then left, but what they do is the frickin' spectators show up when they see them start skating out here, and then they throw the damn stuffed animals out there on the ice, and they don't pick up their shit. It'd be one thing if they picked up and left with it, Well, then what the situation was, I just make sure that we ain't getting too far behind on. We're running okay on time here. See how we're doing all right. But anyway, what the situation was, the problem is that then we had the second winter storm move in, and I don't know what the Weather Channel decided to name that one, but I'm going to call it Winter Storm Polly. I just start naming them myself. Apparently that was a P storm. I'm going to say it was Winter Storm Polly. So that was like a two-parter. We had rain first of all and thunderstorms. And what the problem was with that one is, we just shortly, a night or two before we had all that ice, and then the damn figure skaters got out here. The spectators threw all them damn stuffed animals around out here, and then Winter Storm Polly comes along, a two-parter. First we had rain and thunderstorms, and of course, all the ice melted, and of course, but the torrent of water running off that frozen ground took them damn stuffed animals right down to the farm pond, and then we wonder why we haven't ended up with stuffed animals in the summertime down there plugging up the damn drain pipe of the damn farm pond. So, that's that's a situation you can get into. I've also run the sons of bitches through the lawnmower before. It's the dog takes them, scatters them around. It's not a good situation. Anyway, we're going to measure it down. Then we hit with the winter storm part. The second low pressure came in, and it was a two-part storm. And then we had 8 to 12 inches of snow. And as you can see, we can just measure it right off the car this time. We just do a measurement here, about 10 inches. The official way to, that's the measure of snowfall, as I told you before. And we're going to just kind of swing our camera around here so where I can be more straight on right here. Got to make sure we get our shit straight here. It's a little slick coming in and out of that door, by God. Anyway, do have a few announcements. Today it's low wind chills, and down to 14 below zero tonight. and 30 below wind chill. So now it's a wind chill situation rather than winter storm. But anyway, every time we get bad weather around here in this part of the country, we always get a report in from the Wisconsin Dells from this particular establishment, and that's Cruz and Chubby's. They're saying that tonight, because of the extreme cold weather and blowing snow, that only 3 strippers are going to be making it in tonight. However, they are running a special though. They are running a special though that says that anyone with a felony will get half price off a private dance with felony. So. So anyway, that I suppose that's a good thing. Anyway, another announcement from UW Hospitals in Madison says that Dr. Larry Height, a brain surgeon there, is going to be giving a presentation on pituitary disorders. He was going to have that, be holding that tonight, but they're postponing that to another day. In fact, he's just advising the parents with children with pituitary disorders to keep their large children indoors and safe tonight. He said that's his primary concern. He doesn't want them taking them out, you know, for one of his spiels on the subject. Another thing, we got this one from Finley Hospital down in Dubuque. Another announcement here, another cancellation. Actually, this got canceled. It was a presentation. It says that Dr. Paul Asko, a proctologist, was going to be giving a presentation on how people with Crohn's and IBS can make it less evident that they've shit themselves out in public. So, you know, apparently that was. I just hope he wasn't going to actually give a demonstration. I mean, I won't want to see that. You know, if I'm watching a presentation and somebody shits themselves, that's when Zeke leaves the damn place. He's going to leave the damn conference. But, oh, one more announcement here. It says that Lebanon Levi of the Amish Mafia was going to be right up there to the Amish farm, right up just a couple miles from here. He was going to be given a concealed carry course for those Amish wishing to conceal carry. So, that's also, another Amish feller was going to be up there. He was going to be given a presentation on how an Amish feller, you know, that builds a smaller house, or rather decides to have a little trailer house, can enclose that trailer house in a partially built shed, and it can be up to specs with the bishop. So anyway, that's that. We're going to bring the camera inside here, check our time. Make sure that we're not going too far over. This is going to be a goddamn long weather report, I tell you. But anyway, doing the rest of it, you can see the hands are getting cold. You can get serious frostbite in a situation like this, and you got to be goddamn careful. You freeze the nutsack off. In fact, the frostbite specialist was just telling me this morning, I did not know this before, that you can freeze a testicle solid in 30 minutes. That's extremely serious, and you know, you would have a hell of a situation if that happened. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But you know, you got to keep inside. And well, when it gets this cold too, wear your fucking mittens. Wear your mittens. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh fuck, I ain't wearing my mittens." Fucking mittens for wusses. I wear gloves or something. Fuck you, wear your mittens. I know what I'm talking about. You freeze a nutsack, you freeze your hands off, you know, then you got a goddamn situation on your hands. You know, it's not a good thing. I can't think of too much good about this kind of weather, but the only thing I can think of is, you know, at least it's less likely that the Democrats are going to show up and take away your assault weapons on a day like today anyway. And not necessarily the Democrats, you know, it's the do-gooder protectionists, you know. They might, you know, decide to come and round up your rifles, but they probably ain't going to come on a day like today. But anyway, this long-winded coaster Zeke signing off. It's been a while since we've had one of these more entertaining videos, so I figured I'd take opportunity to do a video, by God.